Welcome to the Tribe Membership Show.
We are live and welcome to this episode of the Tribe Membership Show. I'm your host, Funk Roberts, and this is episode number 10. And today we've got an extremely powerful show for you because today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful systems that you can implement into your membership or into your community, or honestly, to tell you, this is perfect for just anybody with any type of program online. It's the onboarding process, because this is where real transformation and your lifelong retention happens. And unfortunately, it's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of membership site or continuity, or even if you have an app, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people don't put time behind it. But when you don't have a strong onboarding system, you're literally setting yourself up for a high churn rate, which means a lot of cancellations. You're setting yourself up for your new members feeling lost and disengaged, and they're just going to cancel. They're 100% going to cancel. So we need to focus and turn a lot of our attention on either, if we're building out a membership site, if we're building out something that's new, we want to really and truly put a lot of time and effort into the onboarding process. And if we haven't done that, we want to go back and redo that. Because for me, in my first membership site, that, yes, it generated $1 million, but in the end was a complete failure and disaster. I didn't have a powerful onboarding. I didn't have an indoctrination. That's what we call it. In the 27 Tribe Secrets, this is secret number 14. This is indoctrination. This is one of the key elements to retention, is secret number 14, which is indoctrination. And I didn't have that. I did not have that. I had an onboarding, which I'm doing that in quotes, but it wasn't powerful. It wasn't strong. It didn't have the elements, the steps that I'm gonna talk about today, because I want you to listen. Here's the thing: when we're building out a tribe membership, we're not building a membership based on cancellation. We're building a membership based on retention. The memberships that I help my clients build, and those who build tribe memberships and the ones that I built, we're focusing on retention. The element of cancellation is not even in our vocabulary. I mean, we have to have a cancellation process, which I'll probably talk about in a future podcast, but we're not like, oh, I got to do everything I can to stop cancellations. No, that you got to reframe your mind. You're doing everything you can to build retention. So when people ask me like, oh, well, I got to put something in place, like, so after 2 months or after, 3 months, or they cancel, maybe I gotta do something about cancel. I'm like, well, we're not building a cancellation membership. We're building a retention-based membership. And that's extremely important. That's a different mindset, because when you're built on scarcity, that you're going to lose your clients, your customers, or your members, you're going to lose them. You are, because that's all you're focusing on. Focus on the retention. But let's talk about why this matters, because onboarding matters for a few reasons. And again, like I said, when I first had my first membership, I didn't build it powerful. Yeah, I had a welcome video and I had some emails. Like, yeah, so this is what generally an onboarding would look like. Someone purchases, and then there's a few different ways. Like, I've gone through many onboarding processes from different people's programs and memberships, etc., over the 20 years I've been online. And so most of the times it's just, here's your program. A lot of course creators do this. And membership people do as well. I pay for the program, then I give the money, and then I get some email giving me, the first email will just say, thank you for your program. Here's your receipt. Second email comes through. It's just my username and password, or for me to create a username and password. And then I get in, and then there's usually sometimes a main welcome video of where to start, or if it's just a general membership site, most people won't even do that. They'll just have all the information there. And if it's a freaking app, that's even worse. You people who run apps, this is like not even on your radar. Like, this is insane. If you want people to stay in your app, you need a strong onboarding process. But anyways, with memberships, that's generally it. Right? It's just, there's no engagement, no long-term engagement, nothing that kind of keeps people in. And I didn't have that either. In my first membership, it was basically, here's the onboarding. The onboarding process was, they purchase, they get an email. Of course, you do your autoresponder email, and most people think that that's the onboarding. It's a piece of it, but it's not the whole onboarding picture. And then after the emails go out, or the first few emails, then there's that welcome video. I had a welcome video on my website. Welcome to the Funk Roberts Fitness University, because that's what it's called before. Here are things you can do, blah blah blah. But that was really it. There may have been a couple of welcome videos in the different sections, but that was it. And most of you may be listening right now or watching this saying, well, that's what I have. Isn't that what onboarding is? No, because what I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a new customer or new member or new student, right? Because most of the times when I purchase something to see to hack what they're doing, or I actually purchase access to a membership or academy, and I purchase and I get excited about it, if their onboarding isn't powerful, then I'm out. I'm out because they've lost me, right? Because here's the thing. Before I join anything, right? I've read the sales page, the marketing. I am excited about joining whatever you have. I may even have some belief that what you've created is going to help me. But remember, this is when someone purchases something online, it's different from actually going to a store and purchasing something, or even purchasing something that's going to be delivered, right? Because if I go into a store and I walk around and I purchase something, I'm walking out of the store with that something. I know that thing, I have it. I just purchased it. I can feel it. I can touch it. I made the right decision. I had time to take a look at it. So there's not much panic. There's not much, did I make the right decision? There's not much of that happening. Sure, there may be some of it, depending on how much you pay for something. But generally speaking, you're coming out with something in your hand. I have this. I bought it. I see it. Yeah, cool. I did the right thing. Even if I'm purchasing something from like online that it's going to get delivered, right? So when I go online, I purchase something's going to get it delivered. At least I'll feel a little bit, did I make the right decision, right? I hope when it comes, it's going to come in like the way it's supposed to, but I know it's coming. I can see the tracking, or I can see that we've confirmed your order, and you know what I mean? So there's a little bit less of, did I make the right decision? Maybe I didn't. Oh my God, panic, anxiety. There's less anxiety. Probably still a little bit, but less. But when you join a membership or a program where there's no immediate thing that you get, right? Like, okay, I'm joining something. Let's say that it's a 90-day program, let's say, right? Maybe you've created a membership, and the first part of that membership is a 90-day program. Well, when I join, A, I have no clue what to do. B, I don't know who I've maybe seen you on your marketing page. And the other thing too that most membership site people do is they don't put a sales video on the page, so there's an emotional connection, right? So that's number two. So I don't know anything. I've never heard you talk before. I just got this ad and I went to your site and it looks pretty good. And now you're telling me I got to pay $49 a month, or $129 a month, or $500 a month, or whatever it is a month. And I put that money in, and I'm not going to get the results that I may get 90 days from now. So I'm not getting anything. And then there's no real, like, what do I start? How do I start? Am I doing this right? Like, there's no connection. There's no like, hey, you made the right decision. There's none of it. So if I purchase something already, if I'm not getting something back, I'm pretty stressed. There's doubt. Did I actually make the right decision? Did it go through? Where do I start? Is this going to work for me? Like, all those doubts start coming in. Like, specifically if there's no connection through video, or there's no process that allows me to start. So that's why this matters, because someone who's joining your membership or joining your course or whatever it is, they need you to say, yes, you made the right decision. I'm going to take you step by step. I'm going to get you started as quickly as possible. Because Most of you guys are struggling with the cancellations because here's the thing. This is why your onboarding matters. There's a lack of emotional investment when someone purchases something from you right away, right? They don't feel connected to you. They don't feel connected to your community. They don't even feel connected to the mission that you actually have and why you're doing what you're doing if you don't have a strong onboarding system. The other thing is confusion and uncertainty. Like if you don't have a clear path, right, to where to start, what to do, there's going to be so much overwhelm and disengagement because a lot of times what you do as a leader is you assume they know what to do. Well, I put all this stuff up there. I assume they know what to do. I have a welcome video. I assume they know what to do. I have a Facebook group. I assume they know what to do. People don't know what to do. They're new. They're brand new. They need hand holding. They need that assurance. You do not want confusion. That's just a barrier. It's a barrier, and that's the surefire way for them to disengage. The third thing is there's no quick wins. When you don't listen, if I'm not walking out of a store with something, right? Because if I walk out of the store with this 27 Tribe Secrets book, that's a quick win for me, baby. I got the book. It's in my hand. I can start reading it, right? If I purchase something from Amazon and it's going to get delivered that day or the next day, that's a quick win. I know it's coming. But if I don't see immediate progress right when I start, after I gave you money, I'm going to lose that motivation. I need to see some quick wins. And then the fourth thing is there's no community engagement, right? If there's no community engagement, right? Like they don't feel like they belong to anything. They're on their own. And then the last thing is the identity shift. Remember, when we are trying to attract our audience, our niche, we are meeting them at their identity, their current identity, right? We're meeting them at their current identity because that's how we're going to get them in. We speaking the language that they're speaking, specifically their problems or their struggles or what they want, right? We're not speaking our language. We're speaking their language so we can connect. But then once they join, we need to get that identity shift, right? So that they feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. And that identity shift is going to be very, very important because identity shift says that if you are this new person, because that person before was struggling, now we're gonna shift you to this new person. These are the things you're going to be doing that's going to get you the results because you're no longer this person. But that's something different. So we've come up with a 5-step process, a 5-step framework for indoctrination / onboarding. Same thing. The onboarding process is really you indoctrinating that person into your membership, into your tribe. We need to indoctrinate people into the tribe. So there's 5 steps, and I'm calling this acronym FIRED because in general, we want our new member to go through all 5 of these steps and feel fired up. We want them to feel ready to transform. So the 5 steps, the 5 onboarding steps that you need to do and not get, like you need to put as much time into whatever you're doing, your first course creation into the onboarding and making sure that you do not miss any of these things. Because we're not cutting corners here. If you want to build a tribe-based, retention-based, engagement-based membership where you don't have to worry about cancellations, then it's step by step. The people who implement these have the best onboarding experience. Remember, it's all about experience, and that transfers into the best results, and it transfers into retention. So the 5 are the frame of orientation, inciting story, rallying manifesto, expansive vision, and the declaration of commitment. Those are the 5 things. The frame of orientation. So you want to set up the foundation and give them direction, right? What is the directions that I need to do? That's the frame of orientation. Inciting story. You need to share the story of discovery. How did you create this membership or create this program that's going to get them results? Because what this does is it's going to connect them to you and it's going to give them more belief because they need to have belief that this program works, right? So your inciting story is going to help them that. You're going to have a rallying manifesto. If you do not have a manifesto for your program, for your app, for your course, for whatever you do, what are you doing? You have to establish the new identity, the new values, the new beliefs based on the manifesto, the rallying cry that we come through. That's that's its own secret, but I'm putting it in as part of the indoc. Then you have to have that expansive vision, right? The grand vision. You want to get them to write their grand vision. Write it in their own words. Let them write in their own words, their own grand vision, their why, all of those things that are going to keep them connected. And then the declaration of commitment. This is a publicly committing to their transformation. Those 5 things as part of your indoc is going to make it so powerful, because each step that is part of the Fired Tribe indoc, it flows into the next, right? It ignites the engagement. It ignites the belief. It ignites the commitment, so that they're fully invested into that new identity inside your membership. So even before they start, they already feel like they have wins. They already feel like they're connected to other people who have been connected to that new identity, right? They have their new beliefs. They have a belief that this can work. It's like, okay, I've never done this before. Most people have never done this type of an indoctrination before. So, right, just having this type of onboarding or indoctrination, making your members go through, your new members go through this step, already shows them, oh, this is different. I've never had to do this before. That was the feedback I used to get from people all the time. We take them through the steps. And because they have to go through the steps, as they're going through the steps, guess what happens? As your new members start to go through each step, what do you think happens? I'll tell you, their commitment to themselves, their commitment to you, their commitment to the process and program, and their commitment to the new identity and the collective identity becomes stronger every single step they go through. So let me just go through each step a little bit further, just to give you guys an idea of what you should be focusing on in each step, right? Because there's 2 things. I am a big video guy. Like, if you are my client or you are in my course or in my tribe university, you better get used to being in front of a video camera. You better get used to being in front of your phone. You better get used to shooting videos, because there is nothing more powerful than connecting with someone through video. Who cares what your hair looks like? Who cares if you don't have makeup on? You be you, and you connect to your new members as much as you possibly can through this process. So the step 1 is the frame of orientation. This is setting the stage for success right away, right? This is where you give them access, right? What are your first actions? What are the first steps? This is where you calm their anxiety. Remember, people are anxious. So you want to let them know what to expect and what they need to do next. You have to tell people what they need to do next. And you also have to paint a picture of, like, this is the future success. This is a transformation. All of those things is in that frame of orientation, right? So what is a frame of orientation that I do? Okay, so this is what I do. And listen, everything I'm telling you right now is what I teach, and everything I tell you right now, like, people are just like, dude, I remember when I think it was the Tribe Business Growth course that I have, right? I remember somebody saying to me, dude, your welcome and indoc was amazing. Like, I literally felt like you were right in front of me, taking me step by step. It was amazing. It was very clear. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew where everything was. We don't want people to guess. That's a barrier, right? We want to give them, like I said, that clear roadmap. We want to calm their anxiety. You made the right decision. So here's the first thing you do. Now, for me, the way I have my stuff set up, there's a confirmation, there's a registration, and there's a welcome. Okay, those are the first 3 things that happen. Of course, the emails go out, but there's the confirmation. After they purchase, they got to confirm their order by putting a name and email address into a box, and that triggers the autoresponders. Then from there, they go to a registration page where they have to create their own username and password to register and get access to the program, to the membership. And then the third thing is the welcome. And all of those pages, there's a video. Confirmation video. Congratulations on grabbing or joining the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. Brother, you have made the right decision and you're a couple of steps closer to getting access to the program. The first thing I need you to do is confirm your order. Put your name and email address in the box below. Once you do that, that'll take you to the next page where I'll have a welcome video, but I'll also be sending you an email. So check your spam filter for that email. But right now, put your name and email address below and I'll see you on the other side. That's it. So that video is on that page right away. Hey, it's Funk Roberts. Congratulations on joining. And what to do next. Now I get to the next page. Hey, you're one step closer to getting access to the program. This is the registration page. Now listen very closely to this video because blah, blah, blah. What on this page, what I need you to do is I need you to create your own username and password. And then I say, oh, and make sure that password, you keep it tight. Cause sometimes we forget our password. You kind of ease them in. Right? Not robotic. Put your password in the box. Just be you. Put your password. So create your username and password. Click that button. That'll take you to the welcome page. And don't forget and on that page, I will have a video there waiting for you on the next steps. I'm telling them that I'm going to have a video on that page so they know once they put their register, they're looking for that video and they know that video is going to give them the next step. And in that welcome video for me is pretty long because I'm going to welcome them. I'm going to congratulate them. I'm going to let them know they made the right decision. Hey, you made the right decision. I'm proud of you. And then I'm going to give them a little bit of an overview of what's next. What are the next action steps? I'm going to also tell them before I go to the next action steps, I'm going to let them know they made the right decision. Then I'm going to give them a little overview of what the membership's about, kind of like, these are I got milestones, I just give them an overview of what the membership is and kind of like what you'll be doing on a high level every phase. But then I go into what's next, right? This is what's next. What I need you to do is these are the action steps. I need you to go through each one of these action steps. I'll have a video on that page with what to do. So don't, because here's the thing. You don't want people to feel like you're just leaving them alone or abandoning them. You want them to feel like you're with them every step of the way. Why? Because you understand that it's something new. So they need your help. And you also tell them that you are going to get emails as well with links to the steps, but you can go through the steps now. Cause here's the other thing. And this is why I had to create the action steps. I have action steps in my program, quick start guide, but the quick start guide has action steps, right? And that's part of the fired in doc. Those are implemented or those are put into those action steps as well. So on that welcome page, you're talking about everything. You're welcome, congrats, you're doing great. And then you're going to give them, here is what's going to happen. You're going to go through 5 action steps. Each action step is going to set you closer and closer to getting started. At each stage, you will have a video. That video will give you information on what to do. Once you finish, you click the button. I always say, listen, the best thing to do is to do it now. Don't wait, because you will have people, like I've done this many times, you purchase something and say, I'll do it later. And then when you go to access it later, you're completely lost. Like when you purchase something and you're like, okay, I'm actually invested and ready to do this, but then the phone rings or the kids do something or there's a delivery downstairs and you're like, oh, I forgot, I'll do it later. And then next thing you know, you're gone. But then later on that day, the next day, a week from now, maybe 2 weeks from now, when you're going back into it, you totally forget everything. Where was that again? And what do I do? And if there's no like step-by-step welcome, even if there's no step-by-step, this is why it's so important to do this inside your membership and to have those step-by-step processes. Because if I come back, how am I going to find the emails? Because a lot of people send it out on emails. You definitely have to continue to send it out in emails because you want to hit people in different places. But if I can't find the email, I can still go into the membership and go, oh, this is where I left off. Oh yeah, okay, this is where I'm supposed to start. It's welcome. It says welcome video, welcome to the program. So let me just click this and then that will give me the steps. So you have to think like not everyone's going to join and do everything right away, But this welcome video gives them a very clear idea of what to expect. So my welcome video sometimes is 10, 15, 20 minutes, but people listen to it. They watch it. They're invested. Someone purchases your program. Listen, this isn't social media, because this is the other thing I hear from membership, course, whatever. Well, people's attention spans are so short. Shouldn't I just make the video short? There's a time and place for short videos, maybe in a course. But if you have a course, like I have to still work on this. My courses, some of my videos are like an hour long, but I have to break them up so that there's bite-sized chunks. That's in my courses, like my business courses, not my programs. But you'll be surprised when someone pays you money to do something, and you're only going to give them a 1-minute video. Oh yeah, just do this, because you think that they're going to be scrolling through. No, they're not on social media. So you have their attention. Demand their attention by giving them information and letting them know that you're going to take them through this journey. You're going to be there with them through this journey. Right? So don't be afraid of explaining things, because people need explanations. So you're gonna create that video. You're gonna have the tech support behind it, which is, you need your email autoresponder is gonna be there, your onboarding page, whatever that is, the big welcome video there, very clear. That's what's gonna happen for your step 1. Okay, through the whole process. Don't leave a video out. The more videos that you have, the better it is, and the better the connection. I feel way more connected to someone if they have videos throughout the process than if they don't have any videos at all, or just one. I want you to take me through each single step. You, the tribe leader, you, listening. Okay, step number 2, the story of discovery. This is where we have an inciting story. People connect with stories, not the facts, the stories. No one cares how much you know. They care about you having empathy and understanding where they're going through, because what happens is when you can connect through stories, your stories would be the best. Your hero journey, your transformation journey, that would be the best. Why you came up with this, why you created this membership, what was the inspiration, what struggles did you face, right? That they're facing now, they're facing similar struggles. What is the opportunity? Like, what was that new opportunity that you discovered? Right? What was that new method that you created? Right? And then what's going to happen when they take action? What's going to happen when they commit to this transformation journey, to the path that you've created for them? What will happen when more people adopt this way of life? Like, what's going to happen when they're with a bunch of people who have also adopted this way of life, right? That's the hero journey. That's the story. You need to shoot a video with your story. 100%. Not even a question. You shoot that video. You edit that video. You put time and effort into story. I see so many people, and listen, I don't even do this, and I know I should do this. And this has nothing to do with the membership, but in social media. Like, when sometimes you go to people's like YouTube page or their Instagram page, or even, I don't know if the LinkedIn does this, but they'll tell you their story. This is why you're on my YouTube page. This is what you can expect, or why you're on my Instagram page. But they don't do that with their membership. Like, that's like the number that, like, do you want your members to feel emotionally connected to you and your mission? Do you want to show that they're bigger than they're part of something bigger than just them on their own going through your membership? Like, you need to, and you also need to reinforce that the program works, and it's something unlike anything they've done before, and it's new, and it's going to get them results. And that's done through your story, your origin story. Let them know why you did this. Shoot a video. Have it in your indoc section of your membership. Your membership should have like the welcome video and then the indoc section. Right? The indoc section. This is going to be one of the things you're going to send them to. This is my story. Listen to the story, right? It's a video module. And then you're also going to send an email that talks about, the story, but link them always back to the video. Right? Start the story a little bit, link them to the video, get them back in, get them on that action, But your story is going to be very, very important through the process. I tell my story in the welcome video. That's why it's a little bit longer, but you can break this up. Okay. The next one is number 3 is the manifesto. Rallying manifesto. Dude, if you don't have a manifesto this weekend or whenever you're listening to this, you have to write a manifesto for your company, for your business, for what you're doing, for your tribe. Because the manifesto shifts them from joining a program to joining a movement, a community, a tribe, right? Because it's going to inspire them to commit emotionally. Like, this is the manifesto. This is why we do what we do. This defines what we stand for. This defines what we stand against, right? This creates us versus them. That's the dynamic. People want to belong to somewhere where they want to belong to similar people, period, right? People with the same mindsets, people with the same interests, people with the same, like, they want to belong to something bigger than them. We need a community. We're trying to build tribe community, right? And in order to increase loyalty, you want to create that us versus them. This is the way we train. This is the way we eat. This is the way we do things, which is different from the way all these other people or what you used to do, right? And it also calls them to take action on a bigger mission, right? The bigger mission. This isn't just about fitness. For me, it's about reclaiming your strength. It's about reclaiming your health. It's about changing your identity as a man over 40, becoming a new wave of man. That's what my manifesto is. It's the new wave of man. And it has all of our beliefs. It has all of our values. It has all of the things that we stand against and stand for, and what we're building as the manifesto. And the vehicle to that is the program, the membership. Right? So your manifesto needs to define what your tribe's core beliefs are, what your beliefs and values are, right? Because that's going to create that emotional bond. Believe me, it creates a bond, and it commits to the new identity. And then they know that when they go into your Facebook group or whatever it is, they're with the same type of guys or members, right? The same beliefs, the same type of guys. So what you want is like a manifesto PDF and a manifesto image. You want a manifesto t-shirt. You want a video. We shot a video called New Wave of Man. It's just me doing all kinds of fitness stuff, but I'm talking over reading the manifesto. And in fact, whenever I do coaching calls, haven't done it in a while, but whenever I do coaching calls, I do coaching calls every week, but when I do coaching calls, I start the coaching call with the manifesto to make sure everyone's on the same page. Hey man, this is our manifesto. Right. So in case new people watch our live at the coaching call or the replay, because the reason why you do coaching calls every week is not just for the people who are live, but it's a replay as well. But that continues to indoctrinate them in the man. This is what we're doing. This is why you're doing this. Right. Tell them to watch the manifesto. Right. Read it and even sign. You can even have a signing thing at the bottom of it, but you don't need to have it there. But you need a manifesto. Make it very clear and make it part of the indoc. Make it part of the onboardings, right? Get that belief. Get that fired up. Yeah. Every time they read a line, yeah, that's me. Next line. Yeah. Next line. Yeah. Oh, I'm in. Let's go. You should see, like, whenever I read the manifesto or when I post the manifesto, like, all the comments, that's me. Yeah, let's go. I'm cutting this out. I'm putting this on my kitchen. Like, it's just an incredible process. Seeing the results from having a manifesto and seeing now that we move into the next step, which is the expansive vision, the grand vision. Now, this is where we now put homework into their hands, because if they can't see where they're going, they won't stay. And not where they're going in regards to the journey, because that's part of it. But if they can't see where they're going, like, what is my why? What is their why? You need them to write down their personal vision for success. What does success look like for them? That is an important question you need to ask every new member, even your regular members. But you need to get your members to visualize what success means, right? So what does their ideal outcome look like in 90 days? It's like, when you go to those interviews, like, oh, what does your life look like in a year or 5 years from now? I don't know, man. We don't do that. We don't ask those types of questions anymore, specifically because of what had just happened a few years ago with the world shutting down. You don't know. And AI now coming out, we don't know. But you know what I mean. What does your ideal outcome look like? Whether it's 90 days or whatever your like first milestone is, that's what I would suggest. My first milestone is 90 days in. They get the milestone t-shirt, right? So what does it look like in 90 days? What tangible goals do you want to achieve? And how will your life change when you hit those milestones? Because studies show that 42% of people are more likely to reach their goals if they write it down. So get them to write it down. And the video that you shoot will ask them to write it down. We'll guide them through the process. And they'll have a PDF with all the questions. Take them through the PDF in a video on a Zoom. Take them through each question. Right? It could be Google Doc, it could be PDF, whatever it is. And then get them to post it. Get them to post their vision. Right? If they want to. But this last one, which is the declaration of commitment, which is the D in the fired, this one is where they publicly commit their new identity, right? This is where they publicly commit, because there's been research on commitment. Once people declare something publicly, they're more likely to follow through. This is what happens when people declare something publicly. They're a little bit more committed to it because they don't want to fail, right? That's a public commitment. But the other thing too is if they join your group and they go in a group and they're seeing all these other guys who are publicly committing, right? Publicly committing to the declaration of what they commit to. This is what I commit to. Yes, I'm in. This is my declaration. You write out like a declaration. You write out like a declaration text, right? And then you just have them, like I blank, like Funk Roberts, but they'll be blank. Declare that I blah 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 blah. You tell them to you put that in a document. Have them write their name in and sign it, and then have them post it. Or they can just type it out. But when they go into that group, your Facebook group, your hub, your tribe hub, they see other people doing it. Oh, that just reinforces that their belief is now part of a movement of everyone else's belief. So you have them post in the community. I am whatever that new identity is. I'm committed to achieving this goal. That it could be just as simple as that. That's like the accountability, the engagement. It doesn't have to be this big declaration. It could literally just be, I am Funk Roberts, an over 40 alpha, and my goal is to lose, 30 pounds in 3 months or 20 pounds in 3 months, and I'm 100% committed. Or my goal is to increase energy, blah, 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 and I'm committed 100%. They post that into the group. And then you have an auto reply bot, or you go back in and great. Right? And the video of on the declaration step will tell them that and tell them why they're doing it and how important it is. Because every video is going to say why this is important, why you're doing this. And that's it. Those are the 5 steps, right, that you're going to do for your onboarding, making sure that those are in. Yes, now I know that the next step is like all the different things that they have to learn as the setup and startup, but those things should be like in its own little section called onboarding. And that onboarding should have your frame of orientation. It should have, the frame of orientation is actually before they get to the onboarding section, because it's the registration video, it's the welcome video, but then the onboarding section. And I still think the welcome video should be part of the onboarding as well. It should be on the main page, but it should also be on the onboarding section. And then you're going to have your story. Then you're going to have the rallying manifesto. Then you're going to have the expansive vision, their grand vision section. And then you're going to have the declaration commitment, all those sections there. Every single time they finish one of those sections, they are more and more committed to starting and completing whatever you put in front of their face. Right? Whatever you put in. This is how we do it. And the cool thing is your method is your method. So yes, they've never done this before. 100%. They've never done this before. That's why they failed all the time. But your method includes this onboard. You can tell them the reason why you're doing this is because. And I guarantee you, once you implement these things, specifically with the videos, you're going to have higher engagement because they're going to know exactly what to do. And they're going to feel excited about it. I know what to do, man. I got everything here. I'm excited. Let's go. You're going to have better retention because when people are emotionally connected and invested in their journey and the entire journey of everybody else, believe me, they're not going to leave because they're going to get results. Because the reason why people don't stay is generally because they're not getting results. And you need to get them emotionally connected to the journey. And of course, when they identify so strongly with the movement, of course, they're going to bring other people in. They got to see results first, but they're going to bring people in. And you know what happens after that? You have less churn and you have more growth. And the tribe starts to grow organically, right? People want to stay month over month, MRR, month over month, monthly recurring revenue increases. I'm telling you, this is the way to do your onboarding. Sure, takes a little bit more time, but we're investing in the long game, not the short game. And it doesn't matter if you have an app. It doesn't matter if you have a course. Of course, it doesn't matter if you have a membership. That's what we're doing here. This is what the onboarding should look like. You should even do this for products, for supplements. If you have a supplement, the onboarding after buying the supplement, not getting it, but then taking them through a little journey of like the whole declaration, the reason why we use this supplement is this. And oh man, how much more connected to the supplement or whatever the product is are they going to be when they get it in their hand? Listen, if you want to build a thriving, long-lasting membership, you need to nail the onboarding process, period. So I challenge you. Look at your onboarding. Ask yourself, are my members becoming part of this tribe, this movement, this community, or are they just signing up for content? If they're just signing up for content, queenie quees, they're gone. Queenie quees means bye-bye. That's our name. Queenie quees. We don't want that. But if they're signing up for being part of a movement, a tribe, a community, they're in. So with that, I hope that helps. I hope, you got some value out of this. I appreciate you being here. If you got any value out of this, just leave me a feedback. Leave me some comments. 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, whatever. Just leave me something to keep this train going. Brand new podcast. Keep this thing going. And because you're here, because you listen, I'm going to offer that free resource. So that resource will be in the show notes of the Tribe Membership Podcast.com. There'll be a download, a full step-by-step SOP on implementing each one of the of the onboarding steps so that you have it in front of you and there'll be like a step-by-step so you can go through each one. I'm not going to put a video with it, but you are going to have the frame. You are going to have the framework called Fired or InDoc, and this is really and truly going to be a game changer. And if you do implement this and it does work for you, let me know. Reach out to me. And if you need the 27 Tribe Secrets book, then go to tribesecretsbook.com, tribesecretsbook.com, tribesecretsbook.com. Get the audio version, the digital version, and some bonuses, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for being part of this journey. Thanks for being part of my life, and I'll see you in the next episode. Get it done. Let's start building that tribe.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tribe Membership Show. If you're ready to take your membership to the next level, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Want to dive deeper? Visit www.tribesecretsbook.com.